Hi guys, welcome to the Rustic Handyman, where we learn to fix things to be more self-sufficient, and for some of you, so you can start your own handyman business. Today we're going to be installing a truck cap seal on a 2007 GMC Sierra 2500. Alright, so a couple things I want to tell you ahead of time. I bought this truck a couple years ago, and this cap that came with it is not the actual cap for this truck. There's like an inch or two difference between like a Ford truck cap and a GMC truck cap. And this is just what was on it, and it has been working pretty good. It is starting to leak up at the front. The guy I bought it off of rigged up a system where he added a little bit of wood on the inside of the truck bed so the seal would seal on top of it. It did work, sorta, but it's starting to leak in a little bit. Who knows how many years the seal's been on here. So I bought this 2-inch wide heavy duty seal. I just built this truck box and I don't want it getting wet. I don't want any water drifting underneath it. So my plan is to take it loose from the truck, put a couple 2x4s across it to keep it off the truck, install the front of the truck seal, and then work my way back. I may have to have some help at some point, but I'm thinking if I get the front done, I can lean the truck cap up, maybe prop it up and do the rest of it and then lay it back down. And because it's not the right size, mine is slightly shorter than it needs to be. I'm probably gonna have to kind of split the difference or shut my gate and kind of figure out where things need to be so it'll work. Wish me luck. So I gotta start by loosening these clamps that hold the truck cap on. They're on each side, and I think that's all it's holding them. I tried to work on the leak up there when I was putting this box in, and so I put a couple screws up to the bottom of the truck cap. So I'm gonna take those out too. But typically this is all you have is these clamps on the side. I'm going to get some of this stuff off here so I'm not fighting it. This is the system he came up with, putting wood here. I actually screwed it to this. He had just a couple screws and it wasn't holding very good, so I really screwed it to my truck bed. But water's starting to come in through here somewhere and maybe over here, and you can't even see the seal there anymore. I think there's still one under there, but it's just gone. So that's what we got. I may put these back in once I get the cap back on, see where it comes out. I was hoping this would fix it, because when I cleaned the truck out to put this truck box in, I noticed a little bit of water in here. I could tell there'd been some water coming in, and I was like, well, maybe just screwing this to the cap would take care of it, but there's just no seal to deal with, so it really can't seal it up. I'm gonna snap a picture of where this was so I kind of know at least where we started, because I got to make sure my door closes on the gate right and everything, and if I have it too far forward or too far back, it's not gonna line up right. Close this gate, get a picture. I think I can actually move it forward a little bit. Man, not much. It's basically gonna go right back where it's at. So just for your information, from the front, so it kind of curves in up here. So, man, you might want to take like an inch off, but from there to the very back, you're looking at around like about 100 inches, because you take an inch off, you're going to be 100 inches there. My truck cap is 99 inches. So my truck cap is basically an inch shorter than it should be. So this should be loose now. Oh, I forgot one back here. Yeah, somehow I missed this clamp. I also recently put a light in here, so I'm gonna have to pull that apart too. I guess I wouldn't have had to take it apart. Just have to unhook it here. This little light's not anything fancy, but it does slide in there and then it'll stay there. And I got this wired in so when the lights are on, it comes on, so I can't accidentally leave it on. So I'm just gonna take this little holder out here and then undo the light. There we go. Now it should be loose. Other than I'm sure it's stuck. Stuck to the truck because it's been on for so long. Ugh. Holy cow. It is on there. Ugh. Good grief. Who knows, they might have used an adhesive too. I have no idea. There's a little piece of wood here. There we go. when we're loose on the sides. Oh, good grief. Yeah, that's been on a minute or two. These are not that heavy, but they're a little bit awkward. You can obviously get some help. I think I'm gonna get a helper and I'm gonna get inside here and lift the front up. All right, my helper's going to put the board in while I lift this up from the inside. Now I got the fun job of trying to get all of this, looks like it was sticky foam, scraped off so I can start fresh. I'm gonna start by just scraping with a, boy. Yeah, even plastic's gonna scrape up my truck. It's gonna be challenging. I'm gonna try a paint scraper here. Oh, it's easy to get the paint, that's for sure. Try a razor blade here. I'm just getting most of it off. I'll come back in with some acetone or something and try to clean it up. It's mainly around the outside here. A little rust spot there. Wow, yeah, I can just peel this front one right off. But I will say he had a little bit of coverage on the left there on the actual bed, so it wasn't too bad of a try to seal this up. I think what I'm gonna do though is bring my piece here, stop it right here, kind of like he did, and then make sure I marry the other one up right next to it. So we got all the glue off of the bottom. We're just gonna go over it with some acetone probably. Now I gotta get all this off. I don't have to be as careful on the cap. It doesn't matter, it's just aluminum and it's not painted or anything. But that stuff is gonna be stuck on there. I think I'm gonna flip my 2x4s to give me more room. There we go. Now we can see better. Oh, that's coming off pretty easy. I mean, it is thin. I'll leave a link for the strip that I bought to put on here. So if you guys want to check that out. They have different lengths and different types. A few different ones for different applications. I got kind of a thicker one, but I wanted to make sure I had enough thickness. It helps if you pull the cap off the edge so you can get straight angle on this part. All right, I'm gonna go inside and get that front part off. Pull it back a little bit so I can get to it. I left the screw in here. Get that out before I forget. Using some denatured alcohol to clean this up. So we got the truck bed all pretty much cleaned up. I pulled the cap forward so we can put the front piece on first. I'm gonna see if there's any specific instructions here that we have to follow. So it comes with the seal, and then it also comes with putty for any areas that you need to fill in that like is maybe uneven, or maybe your application is a little bit different than mine. Okay, I'm gonna show you, this is the directions, this is what they tell you to do. They basically want you to flip this cap upside down, start at one corner, run it all the way around, and you notch it out on the corners so that it has a little 1/4-inch part that never stops going around the corner. If that's the way you want to do it that way. I'm going to go ahead and do what I was going to originally do, which is cut the front piece the same width as that inner part and then run my strips along the side. That'll allow me to leave my cap up here and to maneuver it into place without having to get it off of here. It also wants you to attach it to the bed, but the way I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna attach it to my truck bed. So that is 64 inches. The putty is for like filling in gaps that you might have. So I may put a little in there, I may not. My seal is so thick, I think it's gonna fill in the gaps on its own. So I'm sure this measurement needs to be pretty close. We don't want to short ourselves, so just want to get this on a nice flat surface. And we want to get a good measurement. And I'm going to cut it about 1/8 of an inch long, just so we have a little play. Yep, that length is good. So I'm just pulling this off the bottom as I go along, trying to keep it very, very straight. Now the next one will lay right into here. I'm gonna have to clean that up a little bit more. This seal came in 23-foot roll, so I have plenty. So I'm gonna get a measurement of the length here. I'm gonna leave it a little long. So it looks like 99. So we're gonna cut it at 100. 100 should work. The guy I bought it off of had his seal running along the outside more than the inside. I'm gonna put mine on the inside so I can seal up against this one. And I don't want my seal to drag on the ground if I can help it. So I only want my seal exposed on the part that I'm putting down so I don't get it stuck to something that I don't want. Like right there. Ugh. Now we gotta get past this piece of wood and this needs to be scooted back up.
So how would you get it?
Kind of put it where I want it and then just pull this off of it. So now we're to a point where we need to get the wood on this side. So I'm gonna have to do a little jump here. There we go. And then we just continue. Yeah, you want to hold it kind of in place before you strip this off the bottom. All right, we got the same problem here. Move our wood. Don't judge me when you look at how straight this is or isn't. It's not gonna be perfect, but once it's buried, nobody will know. So there's my strip. You can see right there, I went in a long ways. That was probably right around where the board was. Kind of lost my bearings there, but it'll work just fine. And water that gets in this hole just drains out the bottom, so it's no big deal. So I just need to cut this, but I'm gonna wait till I get the cap set to get that so I don't cut it too short. All right, we're just gonna use what's left here. Got that much left. So now we got to get this all centered up and forward, and then we'll try to drop it down in there. I really think the back of this is wider than the front. It sure looks that way. We're gonna lift up on the front. I'm gonna pull the board out. Okay, so let it down. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. Same thing on the back. There, that's good. That looks good. Yeah, see, I think it's even a little wide for this truck because it hangs over, especially at the back. You can see it's got a pretty large gap here, but it is straight with the front now, and the seal is sticking out a little bit, which I like. The gate is closing and opening okay, so that's good. All right, there's where some water gets in right there. I don't know why that gap is there. That's not good. I just noticed that. That's probably a lot of my leaking problems right there. I don't know if that's a manufacturing problem or what, but there's a huge hole right there. So we're gonna put some kind of sealer tape or window tape or something there to cover that hole up. I wonder if there's one on the other side. So this side has it too, kind of a gap, not good. So that's what we finished up with. It's sticking over a little bit here, but like I said, this is not the right cap for this. Hopefully you won't have this problem with your situation. It is what it is. It does work, keeps my tools dry. But now that I see that, I am gonna put something over that. So now we're just gonna get this fastened down, secured, and call it a day. And trim the back of this off a little bit. Okay, I got some of this Vicor Plus. I think it's for trimming windows out. I'm gonna just put a piece here because I'm not gonna have that leaking like it was. Leave a comment if you've ever seen this before, where it's got a big gap up there like that. That seems really weird. It looks like everything's original, but I don't know. So we're just gonna put this here. I think that'll take care of that. I bet that won't leak now. That stuff is sticky, and that should last a long time. I'm gonna do that to the other side yet. That hole right there, I can put my scissors right through that. That should definitely help. And it doesn't look too obvious, too ugly. Just gotta get this thing tied down yet. Because of my goofy truck cap, I'm gonna put these clamps up here just for extra security and protection against water. And that should do it. Well guys, hope you got some ideas from watching this. If you like this type of content, think about subscribing to the channel. It really helps us out. Till next time, good luck with all your projects.